Acha. Sharp.
Hello, young farmers, and welcome to Seasons of Growth. Today, we meet a remarkable young man who saw opportunity where others saw limitation. Born with underdeveloped upper limbs, Sibusiso Mogale could have allowed his disability to define his future. Instead, he challenged perception and refused to be boxed in by it. A dedicated crop farmer cultivating cabbage, tomatoes, bell peppers, chilies, spinach, and baby marrow, Sibusiso chose purpose over pity and strength over silence. Today, his focus extends beyond the field as he plans for expansion and explores how precision farming and technology can shape the next chapter of his journey. This is the story of resilience, growth, and redefining what's possible. Hello, Sibusiso. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, this is Tuli. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. Thanks to all the young farmers. I'm well, thank you for asking. And how?
Good, thank you. Good. We are super excited to have you here. So if you can, please just tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
All right, so my name is Sibusiso Mogale, born and bred in Mpumalanga, Housebred. And as you rightfully said it, I couldn't have said it any better than how you said it. I was born with a condition called phocamelia, which causes underdeveloped limbs. And in my case, it was the upper limbs. And at this point, or current moment, I'm a farmer, fully fledged farmer. I'm actually a mixed farmer. I do both vegetables as well as poultry, which is chickens. So yeah, I do chickens. I grow chickens for meat, and I also grow chickens for eggs. So yeah, that's pretty much where I dabble.
Nice. So you mentioned that you are in mixed farming. What types of crops do you do? And then you also mentioned a little bit about the chickens. Do you do just the meat or both meat and egg laying? Just expand a little bit on that, on like what types of farming you actually do.
All right. So in terms of crops, we've got a variety. I think you said pretty much everything that I do. And what I can add to that, because we've now expanded to adding your cucumbers, your butternut, beetroot, and onions. So yes, from all of the ones that you've mentioned, definitely extended. And so with the chickens, we do the ones for meat as well as the ones for eggs. But at the current moment, pushing the ones for meat because the demand now in December is quite high.
Okay, interesting. So manje Sibusiso, if you can, please tell me a little bit more. When did your love for farming start? What is it? Or you know what? I'm a farmer. I love this thing and I think I want to do it forever. What was that? When did that happen in your life?
I think for me, farming, and I whenever I tell this story, I don't think a lot of people genuinely understand as I explain it. And I don't think I can ever have words to put it in description. So when I started farming, it was through my grandmother. She had a big plot in our backyard, and she would kind of just plant your maize, your spinach, and it was not even for selling. It was literally just for house personal consumption. And I remember following her around. My grandmother was my favorite human being at the time. And I would follow her around. Every time she would plant maize, some of it would fall in the ground. And I would just use my feet and kind of just, dig and then put those seeds into the ground. And then time my cousins would come and water, I would actually show them to where I've kind of put the seeds in the ground, and I say, okay, she also planted it, so water here as well. But I knew it was me. And after seeing how my family members would enjoy some of the maize that was from the plants that I planted, I think it gave me a sense of freedom, because growing up, I've always had people assisting me for everything, even if I didn't want them. And I think as a person, sometimes you want to feel proud of something you've done on your own. And I've never had the opportunity. So everything I did, somebody else helped me. So I could never take credit and say I did. It was always, I have to thank this person for doing it for me, and so on. So farming created that freedom for me where I could do something on my own. And I actually help people. And that's where the park started. For me, it was never up. It was that it gave me freedom. And that's how I then got into it. And years later, I forgotten about farming, because then after you've done at school, then you start finding a job. Now you want to rent, flat. Now you want to buy a car on installment. And then the bug hit me again when I was older, and I was walking the mall, because the offices I was working at were not far from the mall. It was a walking distance. And I remember for almost a month, 2 months straight, every day when I would go by a sandwich, I would pass a mug and bean. And every single time in the morning around 8 o'clock, I would find all these white farmers wearing short pants, long socks, shirts. And these guys were proper farmers. And they were having huge breakfast every single day. And I just couldn't understand, in my sandwich money that I don't really have, buying sandwiches for 30 rand, and I'm worried about petrol, and I'm worried about that. And these guys are spending over 5K just on breakfast. And I said, you know what? This has to be the life for me. And that's where I decided. And I quit my job and I went straight into farming.
Wow, that is so inspirational. So, kahle, your grandmother planted the seeds, and as you grew, you saw ukuthi, okay, there's yes, no, no, that's really lovely to hear. So, when did you decide to quit your job? Like, at what year did you take a turn and say, you know what, Nyayegi corporate, I'm going into this and I'm doing this forever?
Yeah. So I think it was 2018. But the thing that just tipped me over to just literally just saying I'm done. It was I was sharing this thing of seeing those farmers at the market with one of my colleagues. And then as soon as they told me, listen, just continue working, get your 13th check, get your bonus. And I realized it's like a hamster wheel. You just keep going in circles. Every single year, you're waiting for another bonus, you're waiting for another 13th check. And I said, I cannot be doing this all my life. And then also just realized that I think I told the wrong person, because instead of them, kind of seeing the growth in that, they just wanted me to be safe, and that was it. So 2018, as soon as I spoke to that person and they told me that, I was like, this is it. That's for sure a sign. And then yeah, I left.
No, that's amazing. So you touched on the fact that your family members also really enjoyed, the crops that you grew with your grandmother from a young age. How does your family currently support you in your farming? Do they, buy from you? Do they help you on the farm? Are they there for you emotionally, financially? Like, where do they come into this, amazing endeavor that you are busy with?
Sister, to be honest, I think in my condition, and I'm gonna say it like that because pretty much that's the language a lot of people understand, and I don't mind using it because it's not who I am. But for the sake of those to understand, in my condition, I have to prove every single day, even if people can see the capabilities. I still have to prove myself every single day. I'm okay with it now. I used to have a problem with it. Now I'm okay, because in so doing, I prove a lot to myself in the process. So I think the learning for me really helped in terms of changing the mindset. Instead of being angry, I'm actually more happier because I understand that there's more to learn about myself than what people would assume. So in terms of family, um, they get surprised every time I break a barrier. So it's not like they expect it, but they would say, we are proud of you. But every time I do something greater, I'm putting to them. then it's like, oh wow, really never thought. So I want them to live up with that they never really thought. And I'm okay with that. So in terms of support, they support when I do great. Like maybe if I win an award, then, wow, we're proud of you. But that's about it. And in terms of supporting financially, no, I'm on my own on that one. In terms of them buying from me, no, they get it for free.
Oh,
In terms, what else? So it was supporting financially and supporting emotionally. No, I think it's more than anything. It's people outside the bloodline that support me. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it in bad light. It's just that as you understand, families are very versatile and very different as well. So yeah, so for me, I'm okay where they at. I'm genuinely okay because I think sometimes when I say truly, what we don't realize as people is we want certain people who don't understand our capacity to understand us. It's unfair to them. It's really unfair. So the fact that I understand my capacity now, I'm okay when they don't understand, because then I have to prove to myself all the time. And I mean, what's life just want to be comfortable? So that's how I start looking at things. Yeah, I don't want to be comfortable. So I'm happy with them doubting all the time.
very interesting. So you keep touching on, like your capacity as well as having to basically have spent most of your life having to prove yourself, right? How has that impacted you mentally? Like, have you found yourself at times feeling like beat and just sad about it? And at what point did you take a stance and realize that, you know what, I'm so much bigger than, my capabilities and I can do this? Is that something that you ever had to seek, like, for professional help for, or was that all just internal work that you decided, "Ukuthi yazini, I'm not going to do this. This is what I'm going to do so that I'm a happy person nyahleka every day. Mnandi man, I'm not focusing on all the stress that comes with life."
I started thinking like that in my 20s. I think it was mid 20s. I'm 37 now, so yeah, it was in my mid 20s. So I'm not a young farmer anymore. I don't know, maybe I just look really young, but yeah. So yeah, I started in my mid 20s, and I think it was because I had this person who was like a mentor to me. And until this day, I don't have mentors. I don't want mentors, because I realized when I was sharing with them an idea of growing, and it was actually an agricultural idea, and they wanted me to play too safe. Like, no, just work and get your retirement fund, and then you can just live comfortable. And then that's when I realized mentors are just other human beings that have flaws. So how do I then put my trust in a human being who has flaws if I also have flaws myself? So yeah, that's why I personally don't believe in being anyone's mentor or having mentors. I don't have a mentor. I don't have anyone I genuinely look up to. Because once you look up to somebody, put them on a certain pedestal without them realizing, and when they don't reach up to that expectation, they mad at them for that. And I feel like it's so unfair for us to do that to other human beings. So the mindset changed in my mid 20s because of that. And also, it's just you eliminate a lot of heartache when you start expecting people to be proud of you and also to look up to you. Or sometimes you want to do this just so that people can give the confirmation. I don't want that anymore. I'm happy. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, "What do you want to be remembered for?" I said, "Generally nothing. If I don't get remembered, I'll be happy." And not because of a sad story. No, 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 no. It's because I genuinely enjoy my life. And I don't want to be remembered because somebody else, I inspired them. If you remember me because I did something good for you, that's great. That's for you. It's not to say remember me for that. I did it because I wanted to, and it made me feel good. So I'm still quite selfish about that. Even if I help somebody else, I still feel good. So that's a selfish act. But either way, yeah, no, now my mindset is a little different from a lot of people. So I look at most people who are going through the most, and I feel sorry for them because I'm thinking I'm one person who doesn't have hands, and I should be crying for all day long for not having hands. Instead, I look at the able-bodied and I cry for them because I realize what they're missing out. and how sorry they feel for themselves. It's just weird. It's weird.
No, I love the power of perspective. Hey, that's amazing. So, we saw that you won a Sagi Award, which is amazing. Well done. We're so proud of you. What does winning? Yes, yes, yes. Show us.
This is what it says.
Accessibility in agriculture. Wow. Well done.
It's,
Well done.
it's yeah.
So, if you can tell us a little bit about what this means to you and how has this changed, you know, how you do things, why you do things, and if there is a young farmer that you can encourage somewhere out there about something of this stature, what would you say to them?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. um, for me, number one, what this means to me is it's good to be recognized. My aim, once again, I don't want to sound like I'm not proud. I'm super proud. It's almost like when I do things, people take it as a motivation, and for me, it's just survival. I'm surviving, right? So if I'm writing with my mouth, my feet, it's not a matter of trying to motivate anyone. It's just me surviving, literally. And what this award means to me is that I'm super happy because I wasn't chosen from my understanding. I wasn't chosen because of disability. I was chosen just generally as a farmer, right? And I think that's the biggest flex for me because I can engage and I can compete with farmers. Forget the disability. I can compete with farmers. And that's proof enough for all young farmers, able-bodied or disability. That's proof alone that once you set your mind to something, you can genuinely achieve it. I don't even need to say much. I mean, this already proves on its own. And I think young people need to also understand, or anyone rather, who still wants to be a farmer, it's not an easy road, not at all. I think sometimes we lie to them by saying, just work hard, that's it. But there's more to it than just working hard. You have to want it. You have to be willing to sacrifice. And I don't think we say that enough because they think just if I work hard but I don't sacrifice anything, I'll get it. You're gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to sacrifice either time, people you love, and they've said it so many times, and I didn't realize it's so true. Success is a very, very lonely road. And I don't want to lie to my friends because I also don't want to be surrounded by people where I'm always giving and not necessarily physical things, or monetary wise, but just knowledge and information. So you need to surround yourself with people that are willing to pour back into you. So I generally don't have friends. So that for me shows that success truly is a lonely road. I spend most of my days alone in any case. Um, and I think it has taught me part of kids now. So those guys are I know sometimes as parents we say, yeah, my kids, yeah, but generally since I don't really have a wife, it's quite nice to have kids to look up to and to look forward to, and also just to work even harder so that I know I can leave something for them. So yeah, it's a lonely road, success. So let's not fool people by just saying hard work alone. No, it's not just hard work alone. Dedication, commitment, and sacrifice.
Nice. No, well done. Well done. Thank you for those gems as well. And then, so far in the journey, what would you say has been one of your biggest challenges and things that, you've learned from, but you still maybe are struggling from? And it's something that you can share with another farmer in case they go through the same thing and, you could help in any way or another.
All right. So for one, capital would definitely, for any person who wants to be a farmer, money, we can't even run away from that conversation. If you don't have money, it's super, super difficult. I've heard a lot of people say, yeah, farming without money. I don't know any other way other than having that money. If it's just to buy seeds, that's money. You know what I mean? So if you are creative with someone way to do it, great. But I mean, I wouldn't have answers at this point. But from it's definitely capital. And then in terms of um, other challenges that I've faced, it was people bullying you. I've had people coming into my farm by force because of my disability. They felt like they could bully me into taking part of my farm by force without me reacting. And I think people still have that mentality that if Usbu has a disability, he's not going to do anything to us. And I think a lot of farmers who have a disability, even young farmers, must be mindful that people will want to take advantage. So I think that is the second biggest thing that I've come across, other than money. So the capital would be number one, and then number two, it would be people taking advantage.
Okay, all right. And in conjunction to that, what would you say has been your biggest motivator to wake up every day and stay in farming and want to continue to grow?
Other than money, I don't know. I'm kidding. That's Look, in all honesty, it's definitely the legacy, owning your own land and actually being able to utilize that land. So I think for me, I'm already very blessed waking up in my farm and seeing all the mountains, and it's quite amazing. I used to wake up almost every day with my boxes and a cup of coffee in my arms, just and then just look at the land and be like, wow. So yeah, the mindset is a motivating factor, and then just knowing that my kids have something to look forward to when they get older, and just maybe leaving a legacy for them. Look, I love farming as a whole. So for me, just being on my farm, watching, my plants grow and harvesting and making money out of that, that for me, I think is probably the biggest flex that I could ever imagine. But yeah, definitely making money and just growing and also partnering with different institutes because of farming. So it has opened up a lot of doors and opportunities.
Great. All right, Sibusiso. So, in closing, how can platforms such as Young Farmer assist you in terms of reaching your goals and getting closer to the vision?
Platforms like young farmers, I think the way they could assist specifically me, I think it's the publication of things, putting me out there, exposure rather, and also being able to maybe connect me to the relevant stakeholders, whereby I can have more funders coming in to really assist. Because once again, like I keep saying, the biggest factor for farming is finances. Not always does it have to be cash, being given cash, but just getting me, for example, a tractor or a harvesting machine or those type of things. So yeah, so yeah, young farmers platforms can definitely assist in terms of connecting me to potential funders. But the market is there. I definitely want to lie. It's just me growing and becoming a bigger farmer. But I can only do that once I can have more funding and assist with equipment and certain logistics here on the farm. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. And before we let you go, please just let us know if people wanted to support you. Let's say someone is watching this, wants to buy from you, a stakeholder wants to get in partnership with you. How do they reach you? Where do they reach you? What platforms are you available on?
All right, thank you for that. So I'm on social media. The easiest one is WhatsApp, but you'll have to have my number for that. My number is 067-138-3912. And my email address is sibusisomogale@gmail.com. And then I'm on social media, your TikTok, your Facebook, your Instagram. On Instagram and TikTok, I use the same handle, which is at Mogale_able, as in ABLE. So it's Mogale_able. Both TikTok and Instagram. And then on Facebook, it's Sibusiso Mogale. So yes, that's where they can get a hold of me. And then they can DM me there as well. So yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking your time to join us today, Sibusiso. It was such a pleasure, such an inspirational chat, and we are super proud of all the phenomenal work that you're doing. And we look forward to seeing you grow and connecting in the near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sister. I really appreciate it. I appreciate Young Farmers platform for actually giving this opportunity and recognizing me as one of the farmers that they are interested in talking to. It's nice when people want to talk to you. So thank you so much to our whole family for that, the listeners and viewers as well. So I really do appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be talking to you soon. When I say soon, I'm hoping next year. And obviously give you feedback in terms of how I've grown and what else I've extended on the farm. But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Nice. Thank you, Sibusiso. Bye.
Yes, bye.